brink of disaster after a small army of FBI agents raided my Long Island estate and led me away in handcuffs. It had happened on a warm Tuesday evening, the week before Labor Day, less than 2 months after my 36th birthday, and when the arresting agent said to me, "Jordan Belfort, you've been indicted on 22 counts of securities fraud, stock manipulation, money laundering, and obstruction of justice," I'd pretty much tuned out. After all, what was the point of hearing a list of the crimes I knew I'd committed? It would be like taking a sniff from a milk container labeled spoiled milk. So I called my lawyer and resigned myself to spending the night in jail. And as they led me away in handcuffs, my only solace was getting to say one last goodbye to my loving second wife. She was standing in the doorway with tears in her eyes and wearing cut-off jean shorts. She looked gorgeous, even on the night of my arrest. As they escorted me past her, I stiffened my upper lip and whispered, "Don't worry, sweetie. Everything will be okay." To which she nodded sadly and whispered back, "I know, baby. Stay strong for me and stay strong for the kids. We all love you." She blew me a tender kiss and snuffled back a tear. And then I was gone. Book 1. Chapter 1. The Aftermath. September 4th, 1998. Joel Cohen, the disheveled assistant United States attorney for the Eastern District of New York, was a world-class bastard with a degenerate slouch. When I was arraigned the following day, he tried to convince the female magistrate to deny me bail on the grounds that I was a born liar, a compulsive cheater, a habitual whoremonger, a hopeless drug addict, a serial witness tamperer, and above all things, the greatest flight risk since Amelia Earhart. It was a hell of a mouthful, although the only things that bothered me were that he had called me a drug addict and a whoremonger. After all, I had been sober for almost 18 months now, and I had sworn off hookers accordingly. Whatever the case, the magistrate set my bail at $10 million, and within 24 hours my wife and my attorney had made all the necessary arrangements for my release. At this particular moment, I was walking down the courthouse steps into the loving arms of my wife. It was a sunny Friday afternoon, and she was waiting for me on the sidewalk, wearing a tiny yellow sundress and matching high-heeled sandals that made her look as fresh as a daisy. At this time of summer, in this part of Brooklyn, by 4 o'clock, the sun was at just the right angle to bring every last drop of her into view. Her shimmering blonde hair, those brilliant blue eyes, her perfect cover-girl features, those surgically enhanced breasts, her glorious shanks and flanks so succulent above the knee and so slender at the ankle. She was 30 years old now and absolutely gorgeous. The moment I reached her, I literally fell into her arms. "Oh, you are a sight for sore eyes," I said, embracing her on the sidewalk. "I missed you so much, honey." "Get the fuck away from me," she sputtered. "I want a divorce." I felt a second wife alarm go off in my central nervous system. "What are you talking about, honey? You're being ridiculous." "You know exactly what I'm talking about." And she recoiled from my embrace and started marching toward a blue Lincoln limousine parked at the edge of the curb of 225 Cadman Plaza, the main thoroughfare in the courthouse section of Brooklyn Heights. Waiting by the limo's rear door was Monsoir, our babbling Pakistani driver. He opened it on cue, and I watched her disappear into a sea of sumptuous black leather and burled walnut, taking her tiny yellow sundress and shimmering blonde hair with her. I wanted to follow, but I was too stunned. My feet seemed to be rooted into the earth as if I were a tree. Beyond the limousine, on the other side of the street, I could see a dreary little park adorned with green slat benches, undernourished trees, and a small field covered by a thin layer of dirt and crabgrass. The park looked as sumptuous as a graveyard. My misery made my eye hang on it for a moment. I took a deep breath and let it out slowly. Christ, I needed to grab hold of myself. I looked at my watch. Didn't have one. I had taken it off before they slapped the cuffs on me. Suddenly I felt terribly conscious of my appearance.